Hello students, it's Mr. Burlingame here. Hopefully this is going to show you how to make a planet out of nothing more than a texture and Photoshop using inner shadow, outer glow, inner shadow, well I'm sorry I already said that, inner glow, and some of the layer effects. It's really easy. So first thing you want to do is download a texture. So go to the internet, find you a texture, and very important guys, I've seen this happening time and time again, you're not searching for the large image. Now we're going to be 1200 by 1600, so you need a large enough image. You can't use a texture that small because you'll have to stretch it and it'll start to pixelate when you spherize it to the shape. So I've chosen this texture, and also you also have to hit view image and then save that image to your desktop. Okay? Hopefully you've got it. And open up Photoshop. Let's get to work. Cancel. Why am I closing that? Here we go. Let's do file new, and like I said, 1600 by 1200 is a good size. I mean, that's still small as far as printing something large. If you wanted something large, I mean, you could type in 11 by 17 at 300 or whatever. But for this purpose, let's do 1600 by 1200 because we're just making one planet. There we go. Go ahead and name it planet. And we have a blank document. Now we need to draw a shape, a perfect circle for our lovely planet. And let's go over here and use the shape tool. Where's my shape tool? There it is. Shape tool down here, the ellipse tool. A lot of you want to grab the elliptical marquee tool. That's to make a selection in that shape. This is to actually make the shape. So, I mean, you could use that and fill it, but I would suggest you use the shape tool. And remember, if you start from the middle, start to click and drag, press shift, and then alt, it will draw the circle from the center. Go ahead and get you a big fatty McFatso planet there. Now notice, mine filled with black. If you just drew it and nothing filled the color, there's none of these colors up here. Let me undo that. And I'll show you the difference. Some of you drew it like this. When you let go of it, nothing happened. There's no color. There's no color option up here. And then, of course, some of you drew it like this. And there's still no color option up here. There's three options with the shape tool. There's shape layers, paths, and fill pixels. For this purpose, we're going to be on shape layers, and we'll discuss those other things in some other tutorials. But shape layers, and again, to draw from the center, oops, and make sure it's black, and you can change the color after you draw it. Click, drag, press shift, and then press alt, and you can drag from the middle. So draw you a Fatty McFatso planet right there. It's wonderful. Let's go ahead and make a black background. That's going to be our space. So make a new layer behind there. I'm going to name mine BG, and I'm going to fill it with black. I don't have a shortcut key, guys, so I'm constantly clicking on the keyboard. I don't have a mouse. I don't have a... Hey, notice my shape in the front is not really black. You see that? You can still see it there. Let's make sure that's black. Oh, look at that. I'm going to drag it all the way down here and then click OK. Now it's black. So when I click away from it, another layer, see how it goes away? Okay, let's add some bevel and emboss and some shape. I mean, some inner shadow, some outer glow, some outer glow, inner shadow. Let's add some layer effects, layer style to it here. Let's start with outer glow, and let's go with a bluish color. Now you could choose whatever color you want, but just remember, you want to keep your colors in the same complementary end. Like if you start with reds, you want to stay with reds, like a dark red, orange, or a goldish color. If you want to go over to the blues, stay in the blues, like a blue, pale, a dark blue. Same thing with the greens. Yeah, I'm going to try to find a rusty color here. Let's go. This is my outer glow. So this is the atmosphere. See your atmosphere, nice and light color. You choose whatever color you want and make sure you change this to linear dodge add. The blend mode on that outer glow to linear dodge add. Once you chose the color, and you can kind of see it happening there, you can go ahead and add up some spread here. See how far it's going to spread to the outer edge of the planet. And the size. There's starting to appear kind of like a, and you can see it happening. I've got about 5 more minutes of this tutorial. We're going to move on to the next one. After you dial in those, those are real heavy. Let's bring them down. You can change them at any time, by the way. I'll lighten it up a little bit. And you can zoom in while you're working and pan around by pressing the spacebar, clicking and dragging. Hopefully I can get to the top here. You know what? I don't need to see. There we go. That's better. And the range. See how the range dials it in? Nice and soft. You want it nice and soft. You don't want a thick line like that. That doesn't look realistic. We want it to look like an atmosphere. There we go, right about there. Let's bring up the spread a little bit more, and maybe the size a little bit more. Now let's bring up the range. There we go. That looks juicy. Love that. Let's do the inner glow. The inner glow is what's on the planet. Again, change to linear dodge. And keeping the same color scheme or type of colors that you were using. I'm going to go with goldish, rustish kind of color here. And now, let's see, we have some size. See it coming on the inside of the planet right there? Inner glow, right about there. And again with the range. Dial the range up to, there we go. So we can get a nice definition. Dial it the way you like it. And also with color overlay, we're going to choose color overlay and make sure it's on black, even though our planet is already black. And lastly, inner shadow. Now this is where you want to choose a color between those two colors. Do you see the shadow line right here in the middle? We want to choose a color between those two colors. So let's see, if we can't find out where we're at, we can always bring our eyedropper in here and try to find it. That didn't help. Let's see. You can see it happening. It's a little easier. Like, let's do a really bright yellow here. There we go. And now let's play around with the size. Oh, remember we've got to add it as linear dodge add. The size is too big now. That's a lot less than that. So that. Choke it off. Alright, now see I'm losing the inner glow, so let's go back to the inner glow and bring that size up. There we go. So basically that's what you need to do. You need to dial it in kind of the way you like it. And should look something like that. Now look at my whole planet. When you go back into the effects by double clicking on it and you choose one of the effects that you have applied, there's something called a global light. It's right here. There's a checkbox. Make sure it's checked. And you always, wherever your sun is coming from, say my sun or my light is coming from this side, I'd move it to that side. Do you see how it affects the inner glow the most? See how there's very little inner glow here and there's a bunch here and my global light is coming from that angle? Just be cognitive of that, okay? For now, I'm going to keep mine almost straight up and down, and I'm just going to click OK. There we got a planet. Let's add some texture. Open up your texture wherever you had saved it. Hopefully I remember where I saved mine. I just did. It was a Mars one. It's a little rusty red, so I might be changing my colors here in a minute. I do believe I put it on the desktop. And there it is. Come on up. No, that's not it. That's Dr. Chauncey. There it is. Now, separate my windows here. Use my move tool, shortcut key V, drag it over. Now, it doesn't fill the planet right there, so I'm going to transform it. And since it doesn't have any arms and legs, I'm not going to worry too much about holding down Shift. I'm going to go ahead and leave it to have a fat. Just make sure it at least covers it. There we go, up just a little bit. Finish transformation. Now if you hold down Command, you can click the shape and make a selection. Hold down Command and click the shape. And then remember filter. I think it's under distort, spherize. If I can find it. There it is. There's other ways you can do this, by the way. You can pinch it. You can do a lot of different things too. Watch when I click OK. See how it kind of stretched it out a little bit? It doesn't really look like it's spherized, but it does in the long run, trust me. And then go ahead and add you, if I can fit this on here, add you a layer mask by clicking the layer mask button. And then change that layer blend mode to overlay. Because now we're going to put a layer between those layers. Remember, this is called spot. And this is where we're going to brush in what we do want to see. So on spot layer now with a reddish color, and I'm going to go straight up red. And let's go with that goldy color. I like that. Goldy, where you at? There you are. That's pretty yellow, but I don't care. And with your brush and a very soft opacity, bring it on down, and a soft brush, hardness 0, start to brush in what you do want to see. Just like click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Remember my light's coming from this side? See, it's still heavy in the opacity. I'm going to bring that down to about 5%. Somewhere around there. And brush. And dial it up something good. That's how you make a planet with a texture. Okay, let's see. Let's zoom in. F. And zoom in a little bit here. That's pretty decent. See ya.